Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the approximate 5 raiders of mine, plus the 2 or 3 random friends, thanks to Nick, that watch these videos. Slight thing here, I am sick, so if I cough, I am apologetic, okay? Don't mean to do that during the video. A few things have happened in the last 24 hours that I was not aware of. Yeah. Go WoW and go Alpha Notes and everyone who doesn't realize it's Alpha, not Beta. They're still screwing with it. They're having people go through it and it's still internal testing, more or less. So they're testing it, okay? They're testing it. All these changes can just be to make their life easier. I mean, hey, they might be trolling us super hardcore with telling us that, healers might have infinite mana. No. See? That's what I mean. Oh my god, shamans can cast lightning bolts and get mana back, and it costs no mana. Okay? Paladin healers can use Divine Plea and use Holy Power to get mana back, but you use mana to generate Holy Power, so yeah. Druids have their Innervate back, more or less. They just become incapacitated and any damage stops the effect. Okay? I can see where they might be using this to help them get through the content, because they're like, okay, well, you know what, we can deal with these healing changes and everything later. We just need to figure out if these mechanics work, if these certain mechanics work. Because I looked at one of the bosses. Oh, I broke my own rule. I looked at one of the bosses, didn't see a model. I just read some of the abilities, and I've got to say, Spires of Iraq look really fun from a tank perspective. It's where you can weed out the bad one. It's where you can be like, oh, well, Timmy over here, he's a really good tank. He tanked all of Mr. Pandaria, yet he's solo tanked it all. Really good tank, really good tank. I can vouch for him. He downed it before the nerf. One of the best players I've ever seen. Okay, let's go to Spires of Iraq. Iraq, not Iraq. We're saying no racist. No racist. It's like the Iranian class. Somebody made that comment during a video, and yeah, it was Preach on a Drama Friday. He was talking about I was leveling in Iranian, and then someone said, yeah, you're Iranian class. You get suicide bomb at level 10. Little racist. But go to the Spires of Iraq. Okay. Timmy, you've got this. You've got this. Okay, Timmy's got this, guys. Timmy is going to tank this boss. I forgot the name of it. One ability that I really love from this. Hey, it's going to hit you with this ability. It hurts a tank really badly in that it applies a stack 30% damage taken increase from that ability unless you're using active mitigation, similar to how the Dissector works in the Paragons of the Claxi fight, where if you're tanking him and you're not using active mitigation, you're getting parasites. And if anyone doesn't kill him first, then you're doing it wrong. 25 man may do that, but not 10 man. I'm sorry. So there's that ability, and it will stack unless you use active mitigation. So if little Mr. Timmy Badass over here isn't knowing when to pop one of his abilities, be like, oh, well, he's casting that ability. Maybe I should pop cooldown. Maybe. Nah, I won't pop cooldown. It's fine. I won't pop cooldown. Oh my god, I got this giant debuff. Okay, this giant debuff, and now I'm taking a lot more damage. That's fine. Oh, second one's coming up? Nah, healer's got it. I don't need to pop cooldown. I will pop cooldown every other time when it's not needed. Oh my god. Healer, do your job. I'm taking so much damage. Takes next one, dies. That boss over 2. That boss over 2. No one can down that boss. Here comes in little Billy. Like, guys, hey guys, I'm here. I'm a new tank. I'm gearing up. I'll tank this boss for you. Goes in, downs it, no problem. Then, rather than admit that he's wrong, the bad tank will undoubtedly blame the healer. Oh, you weren't healing me as much as you were him. You're a bad healer. You're a bad healer. Bad healer. Bad healer. Bad healer. I good player. You bad player. You bad healer. I'm better tank. I'm better tank. I'll just sit over here in the corner then. You don't need me for tanking me. Yeah. Kind of went into a little bit of a segue there. But anyways, ability active mitigation. A good tank always uses active mitigation, regardless or not of whether it's needed. Yeah, I did that. Bad tank, however, sometimes doesn't even use it. They will have these cooldowns like Ardent Defender. What? Guard. What? Uh, Death Strike. What? Or no, Bone Shield. Bone Shield. Bone Shield. What? Sea Warriors. Shield Barrier. What? Frenzied Rejuve. What? It's the only Guardian cooldown I can think of is Frenzied Rejuve. Seriously. And so, active mitigation is becoming a great part of this. And you want to know something? I'm loving playing my Paladin. All three specs are fun. I have no idea how to play Holy yet. And recently I went into an LFR and these people were complaining because, okay, this is what happened. Iron Juggernaut, right? I'm jumping on the bombs, over attacking the boss half the time, but I'm still hitting him and I have my sensor ticking. I think I clocked myself somewhere around 40 to 50k DPS. Not really good at all. But considering that one, my weapon is really crappy 483, and two, crap timeless gear, I think I'm doing fine. I think I'm doing fine for the gear that I have for the damage. So I get sent flying, okay? During one of the shock pulses, I get sent flying, and I go, a bomb blows up, and I die. So I'm all the way over in the corner, and I die. My censure is still ticking on him, but that affects my DPS on the chart where it goes down to about 3.3k. We wipe, and then people immediately start blasting me. Like, hey, you're only doing 3.3k. You should look up video before you boost character. Dude, I know this fight. I know how to play this class. It's perfectly fine. There is an add-on that tells me how to play this class, okay? It's fine. You should look up how to play this class. Yeah, cool. Inquisition, build up holy power, spend holy power. That is the ret pally. You should look up this fight. Yeah, jump on a bomb with cooldown. Oh, you do terrible. You did 3.3k. You dumb fuck. What do you think was doing 3.3k? My auto attacks do more than 3.3k. And then I saw something on the forums today. Someone was complaining because they were getting judged because they boosted a character and are going through heroic dungeons. That's cool. Learn your character in a dungeon. That's fine. People were complaining about it. Not kidding. They were saying, "Oh, you're boosted," blah blah blah, and they were complaining. It was all he was doing was complaining, like, "Don't make it green because everyone judges me by green." I just told him, like, dude, just do what I did. First time I ran LFR with my pally. Like, yeah, ooh, I'm boosted. So what? I can still do my job. Solo tank shot. What? With barely any timeless gear. Yeah, barely any timeless gear. Just barely getting me over that little cap. Like, oh no, guys, oh no. Oh, they're picking on me and they're ruining my enjoyment of the game. Dude, timeless out. Take care. It's RNG based, but come on, it's fine. And people were saying, oh, well, I don't judge by gear. I judge by their HP. Because that's a good way to tell how geared a player is and how good they are. I wanted to slap them. Not gonna lie, people who are like that are absolute idiots. Oh, well, they have more health, so they're obviously better. Based on your health pool, I don't think that you can DPS the belt. Don't think you can. Yeah, no, those people are terrible. Oh my god, guys, this tank has less health than me, and I'm DPS. I should just tank the boss. Yeah, you go ahead. You, as a DPS warrior, go and tank that boss, and take a 200k melee hit at least, while I go and I tank it, I only take like 66k. Yeah, you're an idiot. This tank doesn't have over 1 million health, he must be a bad tank. No, I just don't gem stam. I don't. There's no reason to gem straight stam anymore, especially on a Paladin. I told him, like, you know what? If you judge people by their health pool, then you're just going to get idiots that are like, oh my god, people are judging by health pool? Okay, I need all of the stamina gems I can get. Stamina gems in every socket for Mr. and Mrs. Health pool equals how good you are at the game. And eventually it's just like, oh, that sucks. Went on to another one, and they were talking about new alpha nodes. And this intrigued me. Not gonna lie, this was really interesting because I didn't know anything about new alpha nodes. In fact, as soon as I got up today, I went to work. I did not log on to MMO Champion like I normally do. So they're talking about the whole healers get infinite mana thing. I mean, essentially with the free lightning bolts and all that fun stuff, and how warlocks and their ticks are going to be different because, oh, well, as an Infliction warlock, when we pop hero, I get all my dots up and I just keep refreshing and it will keep ticking for the amount that it was during hero, during all my procs, my pre-bot and everything. That's how Affliction plays. Not anymore. The damage will change based on your stats through time. Like, okay, well, you can keep this tick up through the entire fight, and it'll go, you hero at the beginning. Okay, it'll start off with hero, then it'll go down to regular tick, and then all that fun stuff. It does the same thing with healers too. So yeah, your hots, Pally gear. Loved it. Loved it. I love the tier 17 Pally gear, and I really want it for my Pally because I'm going to be raiding on my Pally. One way or another, I don't care how I do it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It may not be with the main group. It may not be. It may be with a random group completely. Because I'm actually, last night when I did Thok and Siegecrafter, and learned the trick with Pallies and Hand of Protection during Thok, protecting healers, along with Devotion Aura, or well, aside from Devotion Aura, actually, it it's pretty cool. So Pallies are the toolkit. So I was looking over these alpha notes. I'm like, okay, well, I play monk. What do I see? I mean, other than looking at the Pally, I'd be like, Devotion Aura is holy only. Okay, I don't see a problem with that. As DPS, I don't want to waste time, and by time I mean a GCD global cooldown on pressing a cooldown, a raid cooldown that is like not even worth my time. I mean, I'm DPS. I'm supposed to be kill, kill, kill. As much as people say, oh, some DPS like taking support roles. Yeah, not me. I am a DPS. I like to hit the boss. I am on Siegecrafter. I don't like doing builds. So unless I'm asked, because no one else can do it apparently, then I do builds. Okay, that's fine. I'll do builds if no one else can do it because I'm awesome and I can kill it like halfway through. I'm not no warlock with 1 million chaos bolt, but I do pretty well for myself, even without my zoom. So I got to the monks, and the healer stuff is boring. Pretty much, they're splitting fist weaving and regular healing into two. Fist weaving stands for the Spirit of Ukraine. The only spec that has access to Stance of the Fierce Tiger is Windwalker. That's awesome. Yeah. Fist of Fury got buffed to the teeth. Okay, one, Fist of Fury no longer splits damage. By that I mean if I'm going to hit you for 100k per tick, you use it on a boss, it's hitting that boss for 100k. An ad comes in, they're both suddenly getting hit for 50k. The damage is split. That's not how it's going to be. What it's going to be, 100k on the boss next expansion. Ad comes in, 50k on the ad, 100k on the boss. Or 100k on the ad and the boss. It still splits. Okay, but full damage is always going on the main target. It only stuns once per cast, which, PvPers are going to whine about that, but I think it's fine. We didn't need like 1,000 stun durations anyways. Normally, if you stun an ad in a boss fight, they will stay stunned. So not only was it buffed, oh, I stabbed myself during work. Nice. So not only was Fist Fury's damage like buffed that way, it was also buffed damage increased by 100%. We also have a perk while leveling from 91 to 99 that increases its damage by another 20%. We also have a glyph called the Floating Butterfly, which I think is funny. Float like butterfly, sting like a bee. That allows us to move while channeling it. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking the Windwalker right now. But it is alpha, and everything is subject to change. I really do not care. It's all subject to change. It is fine. I don't care. Now another thing that they're changing, and this is a nerf. Okay, no matter how anyone spins it, it's pretty much a nerf. Now, as it stands, there's strength, agility, and intellect DPS, and pretty much intellect on healers and everything. Now, intellect and agility will not only increase your attack power, but also increase your crit. Whereas strength does not. Strength just increases your attack power. So they're normalizing it. Instead of giving strength an extra crit, they're taking the crit away from intellect and agility. My dog might just start chewing on a cord, but I guess not. So they're taking the crit away from that. And you may think, oh, that's terrible. How can you do that? That's terrible. You're screwing everyone over for the Warriors, the Pallies, and the DKs. Nope, not at all, actually. They are giving everyone a 10% crit base thing. Okay, so from 91 to 991, 91 to 100. From now on, agility, intellect, and strength will all only affect attack power, spell power, whatever. Crit will be 10% passive to those classes that use agility. So Windwalkers, instead of having like 30% agility, not 30% agility, 30% crit coming from my agility, I'll have 0 of it, but I'll have a passive 10% crit increase. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Yeah, it's a nerf to crit, but I get crit on gear now. It's cool. Strength users must be thinking, oh, finally. Yeah, don't get too happy yet, guys. They also screwed around. Well, I wouldn't say screwed around. They messed around with the tanks masteries. They now all increase attack power by 8%. Now this did seem a little weird to me with how they have the monks right now. Monk tanks have a 15% base damage nerf currently. You can actually see this by if you're on a Brewmaster Monk, go into Ox Stance, open up your character pan, and look at attack power. It'll show times 0.85 instead of times 1.0 or 1.10 or whatever. It will be times 0.85. Next expansion, that's gone because all masteries now increase your attack power as well. So your attack power 8% also increases with mastery. So, tanks no longer get extra stuff from Vengeance. They get extra stuff from Mastery. Yeah, that's cool. What else was there? Hey, DKs. You guys get your army back. Holy Paladins. Get your wings back. I wish Prot did. Prot having wings, doesn't really need to look cool. I would prefer that they have like some sort of awesome angel wings like their protector. Like seriously, I don't need to summon a Guardian of the Ancient Kings as a Prot warrior. Just give me the wings so people will know, yeah, I've got this buff. And the wings of the Guardian, okay? Not like the little fairy wings that you get now that it's like, yay, I've got my wings. Avenging Wrath is popped. So there's that. Warlocks, you are getting nerfed. Everyone, including Celestalon, in a recent tweet said, yeah, we know that Warlocks are overpowered right now. They need nerf. It was said back in Miss Pinder, you know what? Destruction will never be balanced. It's too much. It's too much fun. It's either overpowered or really underpowered. So the mass beta invite will never happen again. Blizz also said, that was a giant mistake because you had people go in there that just wasted time, wasted resources from people that were actually reporting stuff during the beta. So we probably have a shorter beta, but it'll be fine. All these alpha nodes are, they're alpha. They're not set in stone or anything. Nothing's ever set in stone with Blizzard. People are complaining, oh, we can't play the alpha yet. Blizzard is not like fucking Steam, okay? Blizzard is a company that doesn't want to be like, hey, pay us now, you can get access to alpha, so we can get more money for a broken, unfinished product. No. They're saying, we don't want you guys in there yet. We don't want to. We didn't even want to tell you, okay? We didn't even want to tell you about alpha, but we kind of had to. We kind of had to tell you about alpha because we wanted to get our employees to start playing the game immediately. We need to get them to go home with it. We need to have them test it outside of work time because work time is when we do work on the expansion. Home time is test time. So I would love to be a worker at Blizzard. Yeah, I got to write some code and everything as soon as I get home, guys. We're totally doing Spires of Iraq. Down in that boss, get me some loots. Loot, another thing. Loot whores are going to thrive in this new system. They are going to. Oh god, I said loot whore and that freaked out my dog. Yep, she's that awesome. She is a baller. I say loot whore, she goes on the attack. So, what will all of this mean for the loot whores? Gear. And they're, again, on the forum thing, okay, there's like 7 points made by this one guy about why Warlords of Draenor is going to be crap. And all I can say is, every point he made, I need to move my dog. One second. Come here. Come here, puppy. Come here. Oh, big girl. It's okay. Good girl, okay? Just gonna stay off like that and just do a video. Oh, see, she's a giant dog. She loves running. So, anyways, his first thing is like, oh, no flying at all in the expansion? That's terrible. That's bad. They're taking away my flying. Until you hit level cap, you were never able to fly in Outlands, Northrend. Heck, you could not fly in, oh my god, Eastern Kingdoms or Kalimdor until Cataclysm. You could not fly there, which meant if you were doing a Nixia's Lair at level 80 or Karazhan at level 70, you had to walk your ass there. Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you, mister. Oh, well, it's also World of Warcraft. You obviously don't pay attention to the fucking story. Oh, well, the gear, you can't customize the gear that much. They got rid of reforging, so the gear is going to be praying to the RNG gods. Yeah, you know what? RNG still plays a role today in gear. The only thing that reforging allows you to do is hit your hit and expertise caps, because come on, people do that. Hit your haste caps, which will no longer be there, and turn a crap stat, like Rep Paladins don't need crit, so I will turn that crit into Mastery or Haste. So turn a crap stat into a good stat. You won't need to do that. Crit's going to be fine for classes like Rep Paladins. Same with Haste, Mastery, and everything. All the stats will be fine. There's no new content. There's tons of new content. There's just, you're an idiot. That's my argument to that. You're an idiot. Well, they only added garrisons. There's no new class or new race. So you're telling me that you played every race class combination? Everyone at all? You've done that? Well, they're gimping my professions. It's terrible. They screwed with my professions, guy. No, I don't think they screwed with professions at all, actually. I think they simplified it for making gold. Oh, well, and they took away my ability to make myself like super awesome gems as a jewel crafter and socket my items as blacksmith. So you don't need a giant raid buff. If it's now to the point where it's like, hey, do you have a profession for raiding? No? Cool, then you can join us. Well, right now it's like, hey, do you want to raid with us? Yeah, okay, well, you need to have one of these professions completely maxed out with everything that it has available, and then you have to have all that. Like, if you're an inscriptionist, you better have the shoulder enchant. If you're a jewel crafter, you better have the 2 best jewels that you can possibly get. If you're a blacksmith, you better have the sockets with the correct gems. If you're an enchanter, you better have the ring enchants. Bloody, fucking blah. It's stupid. It really is. I am happy for the no profession things. Well, they're giving the gold making. Inscriptionists, people are auto learning glyphs. They're not learning the new ones. They're not learning the new ones. You seem to be forgetting this. Oh my God. Well, warriors learn all these cool glyphs. Hmm. Hey, do you know that there's a new glyph called cleave? There's a glyph called cleave, and there's also a misdirect. Yeah, for mocking banner. I mean, the worst banner ever is the only one we're keeping, but you can glyph it to be kind of useful, and then you're glyphing for a cleave. Oh, we should be able to cleave already. Yeah, well, I hope it adds visual. That's all I can do is hope that glyphing heroic strike to cleave adds the cleave visual. Like, hey, cleave. Oh my God, I'm not selling 100 different glyphs for 50 gold each. I'm now only selling one for 500. That's such a gimp of my gold earning. Actually, no, it's not. Mining, skinning, and herbing is being normalized. It's like, hey, you can be level 1. Go to Draenor, mine, skin, herb, all you want. But you won't get as many mats as if you were max level. Okay, I'm level 1. I got one piece of ore from this node. Cool, I'm level 750, and I got 20. It's obviously, like screwed with the numbers and everything, but yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Same thing with herbalists and skinning and everything like that. Enchanters, you may be like, well, I don't get my ring enchants anymore. You do, but they're not soulbound. Plus, you can enchant neck pieces too now. Plus, oh my God, dude, alchemy? The flasks and potions have never looked more appealing. They look so cool right now. Like, oh, I think it even happened with the food items too. It's like, hey, you know what? I could have an agility flask, or I could have a crit flask. I'm taking crit. Fuck you, I'm taking crit. If I have a fight where I know that I can get a ton of Fist of Fury in, it's like, okay, this is a 5-minute fight. It's pretty much patchwork where I don't have to move for anything. I am taking as much readiness as I possibly can to make sure that my cooldown on Fist of Fury is almost nothing. It's as low as I can possibly get it. So I spam that motherfucker all the time after I get all the other buffs up. And readiness, multi-strike, cleave, and amplify are gone. They are no longer new stats for the next expansion. It was already said multiple times. They have been taken away. It didn't work how they had it planned. Cleave was originally supposed to be for healing, and people screwed with the amplify, and it was retarded. Like, you would get warlocks with both the healing amplify trinket and the DPS amplify trinket. You can say, oh, well, it only works for this kind of specialization. Well, that's for the bonus, okay? The bonus intellect, bonus spirit. But the haste and everything works for that. I mean, how else would you explain monks with the freaking fox tail tip, which was retarded? the I saw someone complaining about dungeon leveling. Like, oh well, from 1 to 90, it's just dungeoning, and level 90 to 100, there's not dungeons. There's not enough dungeons. There's only like 7. That's terrible. There's only 5 that aren't level 100 content. That's terrible. I'm unsubbing. I might actually have to go out into the world and do quests to level. I don't think I need to do that. And another point that the idiot on the fucking forum made, dude, I have never found someone, even Mr. Oh, I will judge you by health pool, never pissed me off this much. It's like, I don't feel like I need to run Proving Ground Silver to be able to prove to a machine that I can play a game. It's not proving to the machine or proving to yourself. It's proving to the other 4 people that get stuck with your sorry ass in the LFG that you can do your job to a minimum level. Silver, right now, silver is easy as shit to get as long as you know how to press 2 buttons. All you have to do, no matter what spec, no matter anything you do, just press 2 buttons and you will get through silver. Because you're not an idiot. Later on, it's like, oh, well, it's not going to work then like it is now. No, it's going to be much easier. And you know what? If you fail, they're going to tell you exactly what you did wrong. Not like, Hey, well, you can slow this mob. Well, what do I use to slow it? Oh, you mean I can use disable? Awesome. It's like, ugh. Oh my god, dude, that guy just he pissed me off so much. It's like, no new content. Well, you're an idiot. What? Warlords of Draenor has tons of content. You're an idiot. Like, oh, RNG is screwing with the loot. It does that right now, and I'm going to say right now because I hate everyone blaming everything on RNG. Wipe to a boss, RNG. Don't get my item, RNG. That one's true. Oh, this boss hit me for a lot because he crit me. RNG. True. Hey guys, this mob spawn next to me. That's RNG. False. Hey guys, we wiped this fight not because people suck, but because of RNG. False. Oh, guys, my attack missed because of RNG. False. Your attack missed because you weren't hit cap. Duh. Oh, guys, I got parried because of RNG. False, not expertise capped. Oh, guys, I didn't heal you for as much as I thought I would. I didn't crit RNG. Meh. A little bit. It's retarded. Mages, fucking love you guys. I love you guys. Not only do you bring heroism, but you bring amplify, which is like a mini hero, and it's on a 2-minute cooldown. So if you have 2 mages, you can hero. Once that wears off, amplify magic, then use other amplify magic, then wait for the first one to come off cooldown. Use that, then use that. It's going to be adding one more button to the mage rotation, but I think that's fine. I think that is perfectly fine. Fire, guys got a little bit of a buff to where you can play it without having to reach the like super high crit cap. Because you've got people now that are like completely reforging everything, try and figure out if they can hit the crit for fire. And they spend all sorts of gold and they're like, oh man, I can't play fire. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to play fire in a raid, because fire is a very fun spec, have at least 40% crit. 40% crit unbuffed is where you want to be before you take it into an actual raid. I'm not talking about LFR. LFR is not raiding in any way, shape, or form. LFR is complete bullshit, and I will tell you about that later. But mage specs, really quick, because they are the most overworked class right now in Warlords of Draenor. They are similar to where the lock was in Mist Pandaria. Frost is now completely Frost, Fire is completely Fire, and Arcane is completely Arcane. These are how the classes play currently. If you're Arcane, you want to have as much mana as you can as possible. You don't want to go below the 80% mana threshold. And all that fun stuff. Oh, I'll use this and that. I'll use Alter Time when I have Mana Gem up so I can get the regenning mana. Then I'll use Arcane Blast, and then I can use, Living Bomb because it's the best freaking talent that there is, unless you're on a multi-target fight like fucking Protectors. Loving the idea of Protectors Heroic right now, actually. I really am. Like, okay, Frost. Well, I've got tons of haste, so I'm fine. I don't really need to worry about mana. What I need to worry about, I can slow you. Oh, well, you're frosted, so I can use this ability, and that'll hit you for extra damage. And it's like, oh, you're still frost. Well, I can use Frost Bomb because I get an ability to where if I use it while Frost Bomb's up, then I can do this and bloody, 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 blah. Fire, and this is just how I see fire. Because, yeah, you have to manage combustions. You have to manage combustions with fire. Fireball, 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 crit, Inferno Blast. Fireball, 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 crit, Inferno Blast. Loving that. And then if you time it right, I think you can get combustion off of an Inferno Blast. So you can be like, Inferno Blast, Inferno Blast. Oh, knock knock, who's there? Inferno Blast. I'm kind of super tired, but I'm also really, really hyped. Just because of the new stuff that I'm seeing, and I'm liking the way that the game's going so much right now. I love it. People are like, oh, well, it's going back to vanilla. Vanilla was awesome. Vanilla rating was epic. Yeah, if you like only having one working spec per class, like, oh, I raid as Guardian Druid. Your raid fucking sucked, dude. I doubt you hit Nax. I doubt you hit Nax if you were tanking as fucking Feral Druid back in freaking AQ40 or something. Oh, I got to AQ40 progression. Yeah, that wasn't top progression back in vanilla. In vanilla, you wanted max. Fuck off. I was rating as druid. If you weren't resto, you did it wrong. Well, I was rating as a paladin. If you weren't holy, you did it wrong. Well, paladin tanks were crap. The only actual tank I think they had back in vanilla were warriors. And then before they nerfed Nefarian's sheer ability, warriors were the only viable tanks then too. Next video, LFR and the phrase that I hate the most.